Hey everyone, welcome to Wheels on the Bike. I'm Agnieszka. Today's video is going to be quite different for a number of reasons. The first reason is, well, I'm walking, and I will address why I'm walking momentarily. The second reason why this video is different is that it's being recorded in 360, and that means that you have full control over how you view the video. Specifically, you can move your phone around, move it up, down, left, right, to get a different viewpoint. If you're on the computer, you can just drag your mouse around the video, again, move it left, right, top to bottom, and you'll be able to see exactly what you want to see, and not what I choose to show you. So for example, right now behind me, you may want to look at the giant Canadian flag, or if you look ahead of me, you may be able to see the CN Tower, which is a pretty popular Toronto landmark, architectural landmark. Okay, so why am I walking as opposed to riding? Well, yesterday we received a massive amount of snow in Toronto. Not record-breaking, I don't think, but very close to it. So I think I've read that we received 36 centimeters. Some other reports say 29 centimeters, so depending on where they measure. And when we got that amount of snow, yesterday the city was not altogether shut down, but the city was slow, let's just say. With this amount of snow, it was impossible for the roads to be cleared, and it was just a day where it was suggested we all stay at home. So I certainly did. So as I'm walking on a multi-use path, and I am really surprised that this multi-use path has been plowed. And you will notice in front of me again, there are people walking their dogs and walking on this multi-use path. To the right of me, there are a number of ponds. And to the left of me, there are condominium buildings, and they have a spectacular view of Humber Bay and Lake Ontario. So the plan for this walk is for me to meander through kind of the off the beaten path trails, see what the situation with the snow is like, because quite obviously this path I'm walking on right now is cleared. But yeah, so momentarily I'm going to join kind of the trails, and typically these trails are gravel trails. Oh, so it's quite obvious they've not been plowed. I wasn't expecting that at all. But by me walking on these trails, you'll be able to see just the natural beauty of this area. So right now, to the right of me, I see Humber Bay, so I see a bit of water peeking through. To the left of me, I don't know if this already is the butterfly garden, but if not, I will be walking very close to it momentarily. This video is quite different for me in that I don't typically do these narrated video tours, and that's because I think doing these is a skill you need to develop. Okay, so I've just passed Wildflower Meadow. Right, where was I? Right, so I think that these narrated tours are a skill you need to develop, and some people are very good at it. For example, I follow a Toronto-based YouTuber, CJ Hoyle. He does narrated tours of his bike rides, his kayak and canoe adventures. He does an amazing job. But he's been doing this for quite some time, and I think you just develop a rhythm, and you're able to speak confidently and eloquently off the cuff. Okay, so what can I point out here? On the left, to the left of me, you will see more condominium buildings. this particular area, Humber Bay, is quite popular with tourists. There's a lot of people who come down here in the summer, in the fall, because Humber Bay Park East and West, those two parks, they hug the shores of Lake Ontario, and there's quite a bit of land to enjoy here. There's quite a bit of natural beauty to see here. I'm looking down a little bit because I'm slipping and sliding. It's not too bad. I'm dressed for this. Oh, so right in front of me you will see a person on. Hello.
Hello.
What are those things called? This is what I mean about developing a skill set. Cross-country skis is what I'm looking for. That person was navigating this path on cross-country skis. All right, so if you look to my right, you will see beautiful Humber Bay and the stunning skyline of Toronto. It is a beautiful clear day today, as you can see. Not a cloud in the sky, sun is shining brightly, and everything is being reflected off the new snow. I am heading to the Humber Bay Arch Bridge. That's going to be my final destination for this walk. Humber Bay Arch Bridge itself is a major tourist destination. A lot of photos on that bridge. Whew. I'm getting winded because I'm trudging through the snow here. Geese flying overhead. So if you look kind of ahead of me, you will see the Humber Bay Arch Bridge. And if you look to my right, you'll see Humber Bay, and Humber Bay connects to Lake Ontario. And then of course, if you see further down, is the skyline of Toronto with the CN Tower. And the person in front of me is snowshoeing. I mean, of course, I actually wish I had snowshoes. I don't own a pair, but this would be fantastic. Hello. Okay, so I got myself into the snow, and if you look down, you'll see how deep the snow is. So quite obviously, in some instances, snowbanks have formed due to the wind and due to some plowing or snow clearing. But we've had a lot of snow. Okay, so I'm continuing to walk along the shore of Humber Bay, and we are getting closer and closer to the Humber Bay Arch Bridge. To my left, you will see condominiums still, but these condominiums are slightly older than the previously pointed out condominiums. You also know that they are not as tall as the new condos. Oh, let's get to the beach. Look at this. Huh? Isn't this gorgeous? Ducks and geese. Super resilient. And we have a swan in the background there as well. Humber Bay Arch Bridge peeking through the skyline of Toronto. Humber Bay in the full sunlight, full sunshine, or full sun rather. Okay, let's continue. I didn't check what the temperature was today. It's a bit cold. my hands are getting a bit cold. Interestingly, I really have to dress up warmly for walking around in the winter, whereas when I cycle in the winter, I don't wear clothing that is this thick or this highly insulated. Maybe that's a good topic to address right now. I think a lot of people, when I tell them that I cycle in the winter, they say, "Oh my gosh, you're so hardcore." But interestingly, there's nothing hardcore about cycling in the winter. You just put on some warmer clothes. Maybe get out your bike with studded tires if you're expecting any icy conditions or any ice on the roads. And then you just ride. And I think that riding a bike in the winter is really a great way to get around. Okay, getting closer and closer to the Humber Bay Arch Bridge. Let me know how you're enjoying this video. Additionally, I would love to know how you like the 360 video aspect of this video. Would you like to see biking videos like this? Or should I just stick to my regular videos? Would love to know what you think. Wow, this is stunning. Wow. I think what makes today incredible, aside from the sun and the snow, is there's not much wind. So I'm actually getting a little bit hot. So let me unzip the zipper a bit because I don't want to get too cold on my way back. Okay, I'm going to check if the camera is still recording. Oh yes, it is still recording. Amazing. I think I just stopped my camera because I said a phrase that the camera recognizes as something that will pause or restart. So I will not use that word again. Where was I? I believe I was talking about filming in the winter, right? So I've been using a Rode Wireless Go microphone, and it's been fantastic. I think it's fantastic for my bike rides. It generates good audio, I think. Please let me know if you don't think so. But in the winter, the batteries drain incredibly quickly, so quickly. So I look forward to seeing how much battery I have left. I started this walk with 100% battery on the microphone and the receiver. And it's probably going to what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to go down to the red zone. Okay, if you look down, if you're able to hit on my feet, you will see how this corridor has been created by people walking. And look how deep the snowbanks are on either side. I don't know if you can see my foot. If you look down, here's my boot right next to that little snowbank. I don't know how deep this is, but again, the snowfall was around 36 centimeters, more in some areas. We're close to the lake, so certainly lake effect affects the weather. Okay, but I am nearing the Humber Bay Arch Bridge. I am going to be joining the multi-use trail momentarily. And you see people jogging. Amazing. I wouldn't be surprised to see cyclists out here today, because this is quite rideable. Okay, so if you look ahead, we are nearing towards the Humber Bay Arch Bridge.
She said, "You better."
And If you see a little bit ahead and to the right of me, the Toronto skyline in full glory. What's behind me? Beautiful sunlight and the Humber Bay neighbourhood. Okay, so once again, condos on my left.
Moving in to
Humber Bay Arch Bridge right in front of me. And an airplane flying over the Humber Bay Arch Bridge. New condo developments beyond the bridge. Stunning. Okay, so the path here lacks snow clearing. Let me focus on where I'm walking. Certainly slipping and sliding here. Okay. Before we get to the bridge, I'm going to make a stop at the lookout point. Let's see if others have created a path. If not, I'm just going to trudge through the snow. And if you look ahead of me, the Humber Bay Arch Bridge, a beautiful architectural landmark in Toronto. This is what draws tourists from all over Toronto and beyond to this place. I used the phrase again, and the camera, well, I can't use that word again. You know what happened. Okay, so this is Sheldon Lookout Point. If you look down, this area has not been plowed. Not many people have walked here, so I am kind of placing my feet where others have walked, but the snow is deep. Well, let's make it a little bit more interesting. Let me create some new steps in the snow. Here you go. This is beautiful Toronto. Look right, look left. You have unobstructed views. Well, momentarily when I get there, you'll have unobstructed views of the Toronto skyline. Oh. Hello. If you look down, whew, I am certainly struggling to walk in the snow, but it's a good struggle, well worth it. If you look down towards the lake, you will see people on bikes. Yeah. Take a look at this. Right in front of us, Toronto skyline. To the left of me, the Humber Bay Arch Bridge. And this is the Sheldon Lookout Point. Okay, let's get ourselves onto the Humber Bay Arch Bridge. Whew. Okay, bit of a break from trudging through snow. And back to deep snow we go. Alright, so what you may be hearing here as well is the highway. This is Queen Elizabeth Way, that then becomes the Gardiner Expressway. This is one of the major highways in Toronto and beyond, in the GTA. The Gardiner Expressway, along with the Don Valley Parkway, which are again two major highways in Toronto and beyond. They were shut down in Toronto yesterday for part of the day because of the inability of transportation crews, or the inability of crews to clear all the snow. Okay, here we are, Humber Bay Arch Bridge. Look up in front of me. Look at this stunning bridge. It's known for its arches. I will leave a link in the description with additional information about this bridge. I don't want to be providing you information that isn't true. But again, to the right of me is the Lake Ontario. and the beautiful Toronto skyline. To the left of me is the Queen Elizabeth Way, the QEW, that then becomes the Gardiner. Right now I see a GO train, which is part of our transportation system here. So that train is green. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's running parallel to the Queen Elizabeth Way, the highway. I'm really surprised that there is no snow on this bridge, and I think that's because it was super windy yesterday and all the snow got blown off. Doggies with boots. To the left of me is Humber River. So earlier this year, well, in the summer, well, actually not this year, previous year, I went kayaking on Humber River. And Humber River at this point joins the Lake Ontario. And here we go, we've reached the end of the Humber Bay Arch Bridge. And this is where I will pause and, well, not pause, I will finish the video. Here we have. If you look behind me, or maybe in front of me, there's a cyclist right there. Certainly able to cycle today. Okay, I will pause this. I said it again, not pause, and I'll end this video here. If you watched all the way to the end, I appreciate it. Please let me know what you thought of it. Certainly let me know how you like the 360 video aspect. Would you like to see more of it, less of it? Let me know. I would love to hear your feedback. As usual, thanks so much for watching. Comment, like, share, subscribe, do all the YouTube things. I appreciate your time, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.